Hi everyone, I'm Jim and welcome to my review of Shadows in the Light, the 7th studio album by the band Immolation. Immolation is one of those death metal bands that always releases quality material, and I first heard this band I think back in 2002 or something. I think the first album I've heard back then was Close to a World Below, and I've been a fan ever since. 4 days before releasing this record, they've also released an EP called Hope and Horror. It contains 3 songs that were recorded during the session for the album, and most of the reissues of this record have the EP as well, so I'm going to review all 13 songs. And as a fun fact, as you can see here, the aborted vocalist did the artwork. Here's my setup as usual. The production is tight, it's really good for a death metal record. The message is diverse, the lyrics are mostly about anti-religion, society and politics. For me it's not that important. When it comes to the death metal genre, I'm always more into how the vocalist sounds and the instruments. The structure of the songs is advanced. I wouldn't call it technical, but I also wouldn't call it basic. It's something in between. Only the last song is what I would call progressive. The instruments vary in quality, and the vocals are great from beginning to the end. So let's start with reviewing the individual songs. The opener, Hate's Plague, is a really good song. It starts kinda weak, but then it builds up with amazing melodies and the solos. Actually, the entire album has amazing solos. I am not sure which guitarist is playing them, but they're really good. They create this one-of-a-kind atmosphere. I would replay this song, it's a great start, 8 out of 10. Passion Kill is a banger through and through, has really punchy, energetic riffs, amazing solos, the vocals hit you, everything is perfect. 10 out of 10 song without a doubt. Word Agony is another masterpiece. From beginning to the end you're going to love this track. Very fast but also very melodic, the solos just touch your soul. I love this thing, 10 out of 10 as well. Tarnished doesn't live up to the standard of the previous songs, but it's still a nice track, I would recommend it, 7 out of 10. The Weight of Devotion starts really heavy and interesting, but after a while it falls flat on its face and it kinda gets annoying for a bit, but suddenly it picks up again and has amazing melodies and riffs, so it's actually also a good song, 7 out of 10. Breathing the Dark has a really great main riff. It also features a lot of changes of pace and tempo. It's a great song, I love it. 9 out of 10. Deliverer of Evil starts really dark and heavy, has some blast beats, then after a while it changes. It has that sinister vibe, but also the final 30 or 40 seconds of the song are probably the best, so it's an 8 out of 10 track. Shadows in the Light has that cinematic vibe. It's also very intense in some moments. Sometimes it gives us some space to breathe and punches us again. 8 out of 10 as well. Lying with Demons is the most brutal thing on this record. Has the most usage of blast beats. It's a good song. It's not as good as Shadows in the Light or Word Agony, but I would recommend it as well, 7 out of 10. The final song on the standard edition, Whispering Death, I consider it to be the weakest track on the album. It's also the longest one. The melodies and the riffs just don't punch me the same as the previous songs. It's still a good song, it isn't bad by any means, but I just don't feel it personally. It's not an average one, I'm going to give it 6 out of 10. Now let's rate the songs from the EP. Den of Thieves. I think this is the weakest track. It doesn't have anything that interesting in it. I would give this one 5.5 out of 10. It's slightly above average song. The Condemned, on the other hand, is a straight up banger, similar to Breathing the Dark, has a lot of tempo and pace changes. I wish it was included on the standard version of the album. We could have replaced Whispering Death with it and it would be great. 9 out of 10. And the final song, The Struggle of Hope and Horror. This is an instrumental track and also it's the best Immolation song. I love that it's also built from bits and pieces of all the songs from the Shadows in the Light album. So it contains these melodies and slightly rearranges them. It just takes one riff from Passion Kill, one riff from World Agony, and it adds a lot of emotional, atmospheric solos. I really would love to know which guitarist gives us these beautiful solos here, or maybe it's both of them, who knows. It's a legendary song, 11 out of 10. Now let's get back to reviewing the full album. The consistency is stable. I mean, only Den of Thieves is weaker than the rest, but if you're going to buy the standard edition, you're not even going to hear it. Flow is fitting. I cannot criticize anything here, it flows well. Replayability, of course, this is a great album. My final score is great, just great. Pick up this album if you haven't heard it yet. It's probably the best death metal album released in 2007. Check out Shadows in the Light, you're not going to regret it. That's all for today, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Write down in the comments what do you love about this album, or maybe you did not enjoy it. I think it's amazing. See you in another video. Bye!